Drake and Kendrick. Drake and Kendrick held the internet hostage.
Two guys at the top of their game. You know what I mean? Going back and forth, man. I like to see it, man. I like to see it.
All right, man. Let's get it.
Hey,
So
did
I just
y'all hear that W?
hold on, man. Let me do the intro.
Oh,
My
go
bad.
ahead.
Sketchpad Podcast. We back. We live, man. We talking about Kendrick versus Drake. Who won? We gonna go through everything, all the songs. We gonna have a great conversation and all that good stuff. So look, man. Ask what you had to say, man. Sorry, cutting you off.
Yeah. So I recently seen a post on Facebook saying that WWE offered Drake and Kendrick an NXT contract to sell their differences in the ring. I lied to you not. I lied to you not. I got the post. I screenshotted it and everything. I'll be talking about it later. But they did. Shawn Michaels offered them a contract to settle it in the ring.
Settle it like rap battle or set not obviously not wrestling, but like rap
Nah,
battle.
wrestling,
Wrestling?
wrestling.
I don't know about that. Pretty funny. Hey man, look, man, so we're gonna get into this, man. Let's start from the beginning because this may be, to me, this may be one of the greatest battles in hip hop history to me. And it's for good reasons. I would say it's one of them, but I'm not gonna say it's the best because of what happened at the end. And I think what happened at the end kind of summarized why I think one is better than the other. You know what I'm saying? But let's start at the beginning, man. So what is your overall? What did y'all think about this whole battle and how it started? Let's go from there.
Well, I mean, it started way long before most people
Well,
noticed,
well,
to be
okay.
honest.
Let's say this. Recently, we ain't gonna go to the history of it because we already
Yeah.
know that's 10 years in the making. But
Yeah.
from first-person shooter to like that, you know what I mean? That's what I mean. From starting from there.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. Like Drake said it himself. Like he's super petty, bro. So it was like the fact that he tried to, call Kendrick because he wanted to do a song with him and J. Cole together, all three of them, would be kind of like the big three, so quote unquote, in terms of attention when it comes to rap. I guess he had an idea of bringing everybody together. We all just rock out to a song. Then Kenny was in his Prince bag. Like, now I'm with y'all like that. I'm about to cool and kill him. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But then Drake goes and writes his verses. The way he wrote his verses, like almost like John said, it was him and Cole and F everybody else, which is pretty much a direct shot at Kendrick. Let's be honest. 'Cause if you call me
Yeah.
for a song, say you know, and then y'all talk about how it's just y'all two at the top, blah blah. All right, I get it. I see what y'all trying to do. You trying to stiff on him. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, like that was real petty because they could have went a different direction with that record than what they did in terms of how they. But I don't think Cole knew that was what Drake was doing. I don't think Cole kind of knew that. I think he kind of naive to the fact of, he taking a shot at Kendrick to this whole song when the music video was the two of them competing against each other and like Cole one up in them on everything they doing.
Mm-hmm.
I co-sign everything you said, bro, because I always been telling guys in my group that Drake was really the one who kind of set this off. You know what I mean? Drake and Cole. You know what I mean? But Cole, I mean, first person shooter was an direct shot in a way. You know what I mean? Cole kind of said a line about something about being a big stepper or something, but Drake was sneaky with his. You know what I mean? As far as talking about that, and then bringing up the Mike Jackson reference. So I really do think, even though uh, the, there was a narrative out there that really, well, Kendrick was the one who started all of this because he was in his feelings because of the record or whatever. But I mean, listen, I mean they've been subbing back and forth, but it it, it just came a matter of time where he was just like, you know what, fuck it. It's time to just set this thing off. And then he just went in and just said, hey, it's big me, fuck the big three. You know what I mean? And I'm glad he did that, actually.
I guess I'm gonna say Kendrick Lamar. This is well, we all know he's already a legend in Drake's a legend and J. Cole's a legend. But the biggest difference between the two is he set himself apart. For you to be a Pac, a Big, a M, or J, you have to do something like this. You can't play around with it. You know what I'm saying? Because those dudes, they names stand out because they seized the moment and they took it and they ran with it. Drake and J. Cole, they don't do that. J. Cole, super lyricist. He's a nice guy though. He's not taking and seizing a moment. You know what I'm saying? Drake, on the other hand, successful, big, superstar, but he's not seizing a moment. Kendrick Lamar's like, listen, I'm sorry guys, but I'm better than both of y'all. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be that way. In a competition sense. You know what I'm saying? Not in the sense of like I don't like y'all, but I think it spilled over to him and Drake more so. But go ahead, what you got, bro? Go ahead.
I, I I get what you're saying, but I feel like Drake did do that. Well, he did that with Meek Mill.
Yeah,
When Meek Mill did that little tweet shot and trying to diss him, trying to say, he don't write his rhymes and all this other stuff. I think he took
Yeah.
that moment and to try to bash him upside the head because that was a street rapper that had street cred, blah blah blah, this, that, and the third. He's like he's not for to lose to a dude who be singing, was on a kid TV show and all this other stuff. So that was like Drake was kind of the underdog in that situation where they like, oh, he knew he was supposed to be win against me. Me came up in the battle culture. Like you could watch Meek's videos when he was like 17 battling me. So people thought Meek was going to wash him. But Drake
Okay.
took him to the
I'll put
woodshed.
it to you like
He
this,
seized that
right?
moment.
I'll put it to you like this, right? I get your point. I'll even say that that's a valid point. But Meek's never been the guy in the room. It's only really been three guys in that room. I would say two at the most. You know what I'm saying? I would put Cole there, but let's be honest. It's only two guys in that room. You know what I'm saying? And of this generation, it's only two guys. That's Drake and Kendrick. That's it. Cole
How?
might be there, but for me, the two dudes that stand out with the best, whether singles to albums, you got to put those two guys in the room. That's Jay and Nas right there. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. Maybe flipped a little bit because I would probably consider maybe Kendrick would
Well,
be the
well,
other one.
well,
But
can you?
either way, that's two dudes. So those two dudes of this generation, like Pac and Big, Jay and Nas, Kendrick and Cole. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. So when it came down to it, I think Kendrick had to set himself apart because Drake always been that guy to me that he necessarily didn't have to command it because people gave him that spot. He didn't have to command it. Even though I think that he kind of like, how would I say this? He kind of like, they pushed him to the spot. You know what I'm saying? Kendrick, to me, worked for the spot. He did everything that he had to do to get to
Mhm.
that spot, and he seized the
That's a
moment.
good point.
I think
Yeah.
this moment right here shows you that he will go to any lengths to get that spot. You know what I'm saying? And he said that when he said and like that, and he said, I'm this Melly Mel if I have to. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it is. Like I'm coming for it. That viciousness that he displayed is the reason why he's where he's at today. And if people think that Kendrick Lamar was big before, it's all the way up now. It's up on 100 now. But okay,
I
bro,
think
you got
I think they kind of got put in the same position to begin with
yeah.
because you got to think about it, like you can't say a guy got put in the spot and another guy had to work to get there when they both got co-signed by legendary people in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like Kendrick isn't Kendrick without Dr.
Well,
Dre.
okay,
Like, you
I
know what
give
I
you a
mean?
point. I understand what you're saying, but I'm gonna say this, then I'll let you go. When I mean by work, right? I mean by if you listen to their discography, one does
Hmm.
much more than the other. That's what I mean by work.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean by work. I don't mean by like work like one has people behind them and other people have behind them. I'm saying technically writing songs, creativity, all that. That's a lot of work. I don't really see Drake.
Hmm.
I didn't see Drake doing all that. Don't get me wrong, he got some stuff, but the work ethic. I mean, I think Drake has a lot of material, but he has a lot of quantity material, not quality material. And I think Kendrick has a lot of quality, and he don't have as much material. But go ahead, bro. I didn't mean to cut you up. I'm sorry.
No, no, you good. No, you good. Like, like, I understand that aspect, but I was actually just talking to my older brother about this, like an hour ago. You know what I mean? Because he was taking he's not only taking a side, but he identifies more with Kendrick in terms of what he's talking about from an artistic standpoint,
Mm-hmm.
which is what a lot of us identify with that. Because Kendrick's really talking to hip hop fans when he's making his music, people that care about the art form as itself. You know what I mean? I think where people get mistaken is that whether you talking about the art form or you making club, whatever's the hot club music that people want to hear at the point in time, both of those artists when they're on this level, like you said, the two guys in the room,
Mm-hmm.
for them to get in that room, somebody from the somebody that's not from the culture, open the door and let them in that room.
Yeah.
Because it's not like these are the only two guys that really spit in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like there's other dudes who really get busy in hip hop, but they not in that room because the people that's not from our culture that's controlling the culture, so to
Mm-hmm.
speak, are the ones opening and closing the door.
Yeah.
You know what
I
I
got
mean? So when people talk about like these guys are the top guys, are they the top guys because that's what the industry is saying? Or are they the top guys because that's what hip hop is saying? Because hip hop, I tell you in a heartbeat, J. Cole is right there with him because the way he get busy. He done killed every feature you could think of in the past year. People will tell you like Benny the Butcher ain't nobody to play with. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to those bars. You know what I mean? Like he gets busy. You know what I'm saying? There's a list of guys you can keep going down the line that don't have the commercial push and the commercial marketing that's not getting the same look because they're not in that room. And the problem I was telling my brother is that people have to be smart enough in terms of the business aspect of what, because this is business. At the end of
Yeah.
the day, like this is the business. Like granted, Kendrick wasn't looking for Drake for real, but if he go on Disney and I'm independent now and I can drop when I feel like dropping, oh, well, God loves me. He said, I'm taking this. I'm gonna take this moment because he
Mm-hmm.
couldn't probably move like this when he had Top Dog, Dr. Dre, Jimmy Iovine all over his back, trying to tell him how and when to put out records. Now he's by himself, you know, in PG Lane, he's doing his own thing. So it's like this was a gift right here,
Yeah.
you know. So he's definitely seizing this moment because career wise and business wise, it's exactly what he needs to keep himself back in the spotlight. Now that he's independent, he can do what he wanted to. That's why he's going this hard. That's why he's flaming it like this because he's like, yo, nobody's gonna get in my way this time. No, I'm the
Yeah.
boss.
I got you.
I decide when I'm coming
Good
out.
point.
I decide what the next move is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, all right. So let's get into does lies really matter in this thing here that we talking? So apparently everybody has this thing with Kendrick saying that Drake had a daughter, and this whole thing with Drake fed him bad information and all this stuff. I'll get my theory on what I believe because I believe that's a bunch of bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Same here.
Um, S, you got something to say first, and then we let everybody else go. What you think about that?
Oh, the well, I'd let you go first too about the whole theory.
Okay.
But to answer the lies question, um, at first I thought I was like, okay, yeah, you got a point. If it's not truthful or whatever, then maybe it does take away from the song. But let's keep it 100 here. There are quote unquote alleged lies on both sides. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? There's a lie on Drake's side or an alleged lie or not truth or what have you that Kendrick beat his wife and Kendrick has a kid that's not his from his bodyguard or whatever from Dave Free. And then there's the other lie on the other side that um um Drake has an 11-year-old daughter, you know what I mean, that we don't know about, that he hid from the world or didn't claim or whatever, and that Drake is a pedophile. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not going to say they're lies; they're allegations, right? Out there, allegations have to be proven or what have you. But to me, I look at it like the playing field's even because there hasn't been any evidence to speak to any of them being fact or being disproven. But there is a little bit more, funny behavior on the Drake side to say, all right, well, maybe he's not a pedophile, but a couple of his guys do have some allegations, some charges against them for sex trafficking. He did kiss a minor on stage, blah, blah, blah. Like where you could actually put the crumbs together to say, all right, maybe there's something there, but we don't know. You know what I mean? With Kendrick, you really can't say anything because his wife doesn't really talk. His wife doesn't really speak. The only thing you have out there is from what he said on Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers is that him and his wife went through marital problems or what have you, where he actually went away and stepped out for a minute. And are they together? Are they married? Are they? We don't know because there's nothing to corroborate that. So Drake took that and ran with it. So I look at it like it's an even playing field. And in battle rap, it's like I was saying before, like basically you can take any ammo you want and creatively make what you want out of it. And if you make a hot song or a hot diss on a dude, it's a win. And once Drake, and listen, I don't want to hear nothing about lies when once Drake put his family into it, Kendrick put his family into it and mentioned his wife's name, everything's off the board. Just like with Pusha T, everything's off the board, and he had every right to say anything he wanted about him, even if it's a stretch or a reach or some. There's some evidence behind it just to tear him apart as a person because he crossed the line. You cross the line, I'm gonna cross the line too. So I think it's fair game.
Um, my thing is, this is all fabrication either way. Everybody, rap's been fabricated for years. People talk about killing people in raps. I smoked 10 niggas in the mall yesterday. Like, come on, bro. like,
Yeah,
like we know the game. I think when it comes to this, people are very passionate about these two artists, and Kendrick is a type of artist that he usually pulls your heartstrings and he usually hits you with stuff that really bothers you, and it really hits you deep. So when he talks about his life, like he did on Mr. Morale, even people don't understand. Even people who didn't know him, they felt his pain. So when Kendrick does it, I think people look at it as, well, he has to tell the truth because he makes me feel a certain type of way. Because if he lies, then I'm like, nah, it's not real. It's not. That's not cool. But if Drake does it, it's not a big deal because he's a pop star. He that's what he does. It's not a big deal. But Kendrick is a big deal because he people look at him like he's this messiah or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, and don't get me wrong, it's kind of his fault in a way because he carried himself like that through his whole career. You know what I'm saying? This innocent man, not to say he ain't innocent, but I think when he did Mr. Morale, he kind of showed people that I'm just like y'all. Like, even got a song that said, I'm not your savior. Like, I fuck up too. You know what I'm saying? So I think that when people look at it from the point of view of that point of view and they say, well, he don't supposed to lie. He don't supposed to do that. I say fuck all that. Because my thing is, we are in a battle, bro. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
It is what it is. Like, you can't tell me what I can say and can't say. You're talking about my wife is having sex with my best friend and the baby is his. And you're telling me that I can't tell you that you have a little daughter? Nigga, you said my wife was fucking my best friend. Like, I don't understand that. And I don't understand the people who fall into that. Like, oh, like, listen, bro, this is a mudslinging contest, and I think Drake made it that way
That's
because
right.
Kendrick, literally, Drake said it in a song. Kendrick called him and said, "We're gonna keep it a friendly exhibition," and Drake said, "Okay," and then he did the joint and he talked about his wife, and then that's when Kendrick said, "You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna really go on you now. Now I'm gonna out mean you. I'm gonna do all this shit to ruin you." And the truth be told, this right here, even though I don't think it's really gonna affect Drake, But to have that type of thing looming over your head that you could be a pedophile, a lot of people are going to start looking into it, and a lot of people are going to start paying attention to certain things that you say and you do, and they're going to pick your lyrics apart and all this shit. And they're going to say, "Oh man, this dude might be that." Now forget the baby thing, because me personally, if you had sex with a porn star unprotected, what would make me not believe that you would have sex with a bunch of other women unprotected? That just does not
That's
make any sense
facts.
to me.
That's facts right there.
You know what I'm saying? So you're telling
Hmm.
me that you don't have no other children out there, even though there is people saying that this is your child. You know what I'm saying? There's a bunch of women on that I've
Hmm.
seen on TikTok and online that literally said that this is your child. Now I can say that they could be lying, but I would probably stand more on the side of them than you, because you had sex with a porn star and you hid a child before.
That's true.
So if you hit a child before, what would make me think that you wouldn't do it now? Like, come on, bro. Let's be serious. So the allegations of the child thing, it does not, to me, the song was still fire. So even if he was lying, the song is classic. It's classic. I don't care if it's a lie. So what? It's still a classic song.
The
You know
crazy
what I mean?
thing, I want to add on to that because I want to
Yeah.
get your guys' opinion on this, right? If Kendrick would have took that verse out about the mystery daughter, that song would still have
Still
been
classic.
classic. He didn't even need to do that. But the fact he took it there and actually went over the top with it actually adds something to the song. Like, you know what? Nah, fuck it. I'm not even just going to talk about your family, about your son and your mom and your pop. No, I'm going there. You brought it to this level. Oh yeah, yeah, we taking it there.
But
And
here's,
that oh yeah factor of it, you know, if you want to call
yeah.
it something, actually just eh, I love that.
But look,
That's classic battle rap.
check this out, right? Now this is something I peeped. So there's a little girl named Eternity, right? That's supposed to be Drake's daughter. That's her name. Her name's Eternity. Drake said in the song, "We was gonna give you a name, and we was gonna give you a location." Right? First of all, if you're gonna set somebody up, then why wouldn't you do that? That doesn't make sense. So you give them half the information. That's stupid, right? I wouldn't set you up with half the information. That's dumb. You know what I'm saying? But the little girl name is Eternity. In that verse, Kendrick said, "Love is eternity," and then he basically said, so he pointed out that, listen, I know your daughter's name, bro. Like, if this is really his daughter, I'm saying, I know her name. Her name's Eternity. She was in J. Cole's video. Everybody's saying that that's your daughter. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's saying that that's your daughter. The mom never came out and said it wasn't your daughter, because I think he made her sign some shit. You know what I'm saying? But either way, that's what that is. But the point I'm making is that doesn't take anything away from the song. You know what I'm saying? Whether this verse was on there or not, it is what it is. So I don't know. But where you at, S man? You got something to say, man?
Yeah, I was going to speak on the on the whole thing about, as far as who's telling what, as far as the truth or whatever. But you guys kind of just answered all the stuff that I was going to say anyway. So I want to dabble into these stats because a lot of people are making posts and saying that the stats overall make Drake the better artist. That's what they're saying. And I kind of disagree because I feel like even though Drake is in his own right does what he does and is phenomenal in his own right, I still feel that Kendrick is right there with him. But a lot of people are not trying to acknowledge that fact because of the numbers. So I want to read off these numbers real quick, and I want to get y'all opinion because I googled this and I made sure it was legit. So so Drake sold about 170 million records sold worldwide, right? He's among the best-selling music artists in history. That's what it was said. Kendrick Lamar is now past 35 million equivalent album sales, And even if he's the first artist, we up to date with downgraded waiting for the features, uh, Good Kid, Mad City, Damn, sold over 8.5 million, still climbing, which means it's still selling, and then 10 million sellers in the long run since May 2022. That's Kendrick Lamar. So even though like even though Drake has the numbers or whatever, he only has the numbers because he's been consistently out. You know what I mean? But even though Kendrick has the 5 albums, his albums still kept kept up with Drake. You know what I'm saying? Like so what I'm trying to figure out is that how is people saying that Drake overall is the better guy, but yet Kendrick only put out a few, you know what I mean, few joints in his whole career, but still kept up with Drake. So
Yeah.
how is that even possible?
All right. I got something to say about that. So we looking at all right. In terms of numbers, Drake is the bigger artist. He's let's say he has 150 million albums he sold, right? Kendrick, I believe Drake has 13 albums. I'm not sure. I think he has 13, something like that. Kendrick has five, right? Drake's been doing this for
Mhm.
15 years straight. He hasn't stopped. Kendrick's off and on, off and on. I have to look at it in terms of if Kendrick was doing it as long as Drake, he would be just as big as Drake as the number sells to me, because they both sell records. Now, the reason why I say he would be just as big as Drake is because if you look at the numbers now, he's outselling Drake and he's outpacing Drake on everything. Everything. All his videos got more views than Drake's videos. The streams are almost double his streams when he talking about the songs that just recently came out. Now people going to say,
Get the
well,
battle.
that's because he's talking about Drake. Okay, then why Drake fans ain't supporting him then? Why they ain't going to listen to his music? You know what I'm saying? So all the songs that came out from Euphoria to even 616 is the views count on YouTube is higher than Drake's song. What's that? Uh, Push ups and what's the name? The Family Matters.
Tailor made
Yep.
freestyle and the other
You
one.
look at the Billboard, right? Kendrick is one, two. I think it's what's that? They Don't Like Us is number one. The you iTunes, I mean, they're number one, and then number two
I mean
is
Euphoria.
no, it's the other one. Yeah, it's Euphoria, but then this Meet the Grams is I believe is number five. I think Drake is
Yeah,
number four. So
yeah.
even all his songs that he has done, the last couple of the four songs he has put out, they're outpacing Drake's songs. Now I'm not saying that Drake fell off. I ain't saying all that, but I am saying you have to look at in the terms of numbers. If they both, if Drake dropped a song the same day Kendrick dropped a song, and Kendrick literally got 10 million views in an hour. It was like something like that. Like it was, I think it was when he dropped "They Don't Like Us."
That's all great.
Literally
Mm-hmm.
got like 10 million views in an hour. I don't think Drake has ever done that in his career. Got 10 million views in an hour. You know what I'm saying? So I get what you're saying, but I think that the reason why Drake is where he's at is because he had that long run. You know what I'm saying? That's why he said, I'm going on vacation, I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? Because he had that long run. But I believe if they both was there at the same time and they kept doing it, I believe either they probably would have run it because you figure he even acknowledges that Kendrick gets more awards. So he's like he's like, oh, Kendrick is talking again. Give him another Grammy. Cause he already know that whenever Kendrick drops, and I swear to you, I'm not playing with y'all. I can almost guarantee you that he's gonna get a Grammy for one of those diss tracks, bro. I can guarantee you, he going to, and that's gonna be bittersweet for
That'd be
me.
different.
It's
That would
crazy.
be
But
different.
go ahead, my bad.
I mean, so when you talking about like the record sales, right? The thing about Drake's numbers, they're kind of inflated because they count even the features that he does with other artists. You know what
Talk
I'm
to him.
saying? So it's not like
Mm.
170 million was just him or his album. Some of that stuff is stuff he did with Future, Rick Ross, Wayne, Nicki. The list goes on because he does a lot of features. So that's also how you have the Billboard record with all the records and songs he got on Billboard that beat the Beatles and all that stuff. They were counting all the features that he featured on too. Those counts into the records along with the person
Mhm.
he's collaborating with. Kendrick doesn't collaborate with people like that. So if he so with like Funeral Man was just saying, if Kendrick even he could just do the 5 albums he has. If he would have did features the way that Wayne was doing features in like '07, '08, he probably would have numbers like that too. You know what I mean? But that's just not his bag. You don't just work with everybody just because they're gonna work with you. You know what I mean? He thinks about the art first. You know what I'm saying? And then Drake acknowledging that Kendrick gets all these awards is him acknowledging, okay, you're the guy that all the artsy people care about and the guy that they lift up and they hold up really high. And then I'm the guy that the corporate offers don't care about. And that's really what this is at the end of the day, because the Grammy people and the record industry people are not the same people. You know what I mean? Like the guys who vote on the Grammys are other artists. They're not like accountants and like lawyers and these different people that run the record label.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
nobody's asking like Lucy Rain like the vote his Grammy nomination. You know what I mean? Nobody's asking Larry Jackson over at Gamma to vote his Grammy nomination. Like they're not asking Jimmy Iovine to do. Like they're asking the actual artist people. You know what I mean? So because Kendrick represents the art, he's going to get that nod. And part of that is because he played it the smart way in the beginning when they robbed him out of the first album, which was a classic. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? They gave it a freaking Macklemore or whatever. But he ain't
Yeah.
saying nothing about it, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And they knew they messed up. They knew they messed up. And I knew back then when he got snubbed, I'm like, why you grab like 3 or 4 of these joints the next album? They got to clean it up. They got to clean that up. That's a really good artist that they snubbed. You know what I'm saying? And then he started cleaning up after that because he was like, yo, like people make mistakes, like you know what I mean? He's like, but
Yeah.
y'all know my art is good, et cetera, et cetera. Whereas Drake's on, he's looking like I thought I was gonna get all the Grammys too, but they like, no, you're not gonna get all the Grammys and all the record industry sales because we don't bang with those people that you cool with.
Yeah. I
You know what I'm
get what you're
saying?
saying.
That's what that line really means. He's like, all right, I get it. Like you cool with them, I'm cool with you people over here, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's like so the whole thing is just like there's so many different layers to this beef that you really gotta understand the nature of where they are in their careers, where they are in their life, to understand where that's coming from. Like Drake was definitely reaching with the whole bodyguard, like sleeping with your wife thing, because Dave Freed's not his bodyguard. Dave Freed's a fashion designer who's also Kendrick's business partner with PG Lang. You know what I mean? If you Google PG Lang, Dave Freed's the other dude that he owns the label with. You know what I mean? So it's like, how you gonna post this guy, but you talking about this guy? Like, which one is it? They're not the same two people.
He don't
And then
even
one, then
know.
my homie sent me the Instagram page of the girl that's supposed to be Drake's daughter, and I'm like, bro, she looks like anybody that's mixed kid. You know what I'm saying? like she got dark black hair and she got thick eyebrows like Drake.
Yeah.
But it's like she also has a manager too. So I'm like, what 13-year-old has a manager on her Instagram? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I'm
Yeah.
like, this is like, was this somebody reaching because they trying to get their kid famous? Or they kid like, why does your kid have an Instagram page and they have a manager? Because he had like
Yeah.
44,000 followers by the time I looked at the page. I'm like, I don't know if that was looking like that last week. You know what I mean? But it's like, yeah, like so. I'm like, I think both of them are reaching at whatever they're trying to grab at without any type of hardcore fact. Because the one dude doesn't come outside like that. The other dude, he only comes outside at parties with girls. He don't really hang around fellas and talk about his business like that. So it's
Yeah.
like they both just reaching at each other trying to figure out what they can find.
Well,
And the
to be
difference is Drake
fair,
was out here trying to put money in the streets to try to get
yeah.
information, but it's like Kenny said, I don't be outside like that, bro. They ain't gonna take nothing. You know what I
To
mean?
be
Like
fair,
then what I want to figure out
Right.
is who's the person that's the so-called mole in OVO that wants him to fail. Because I do believe that's a real thing. Like when Kendrick said, like
yeah,
there's some people on your own team
you're
that
right.
don't
That's
want you to go down.
facts.
You're
Because
right.
I buy that
because
100%.
What?
because I'm thinking to myself, because I was asking my mans, I said, one of the things that jumps out to me is like, who had the most to gain from you not being on top of I'm like, and I'm just speculating, not saying officially, But but I'm like, Party Next Door is a dude that I feel like he deserves way more credit
Uh-huh.
than what he gets. And it's like if Drake wasn't the main feature artist on OVO anymore, they gotta find somebody else.
Mm.
You know what I mean? You got Magic Jordan, the R&B like producer duo. They never really got they jump start like they wanted to. And then you don't see 40 as much as you used to see 40. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Like 40's
Mm.
taking a really strong stance about what's going on in Gaza and all these other things, which are things that Drake was not talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Facts.
there's some questions. There's some questions to be asked about what's going on with Real Dead Squad. And then you got dudes in Toronto saying like Drake can't come back home. It's only enough for the city.
Um, the mole thing, I think that there is some type of validity to that for me because Kendrick ain't the only one that said that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of people that say Drake has moles in his operation. Now, don't get me wrong. People do anything for money. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is, if you did this whole setup thing like he said he did, first of all, you would have put that out in the beginning. Second of all, you said in the song, you literally said, "We fed you false information," and all the dudes that came back to and all the dudes that came back to you with a they bunch of clowns. So you
Yeah.
basically calling yourself a clown because if you telling him you fed him false information, it came from you. So you a clown then? That's what you basically saying. And on top
Yeah.
of
It
that,
don't make any sense.
that doesn't make sense, right? But what really don't make sense to me, what jumped out to me, is Kendrick must know something because you did a song and he literally dropped a song in
A
the same
half hour
vein as your
later.
song. Your song is called Family Tides. I mean Family Matters, and he did a song called Meet the Grammys.
Grams.
So he must have knew something. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think he can see the future. So I believe somebody probably told him something. Good.
And the thing that threw me off, like with that, was like before that situation happened, when he came right back, somebody leaked that Kendrick's original record that he had, the first one, was like 19 minutes long. So it was mad probably beat changes in that 19-minute joint. And when I heard that, immediately I thought to myself, I said, "Oh, he just rapped for like a long ass time, putting mad bars together, different beats, and then he's chopping it up in pieces, and I'm just gonna put them out. I'm gonna run them like a conveyor belt and just hit you with it." So I'm like, the fact that that even leaked out gave Drake an opportunity to try to counterpunch it, which he kind of did. But it was like, who leaked that out on Kendrick's side? Because we should never knew that the other record was 19 minutes long. Because
Yeah.
somebody that's tactical will put that together in their head that you got multiple joints lined up to try to smash me with. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So it's like I think both sides got to tighten their crew up a little bit. Because we
Yeah.
shouldn't
I,
have
I
heard that.
could agree with that. I do think that they
Yeah.
both got some things going on over there. So all right. So let's do this. Let's talk about the records and what y'all think they rank and what was number one out of all the records. So in terms of everything, like so I'm saying when I mean by I'm not gonna say who's the winner. I'm gonna say let's just talk about the records. What it's 8 records, right? What's number 8 to y'all? What's the last record?
Uh, I would say Drake's first like response to Kendrick's first diss.
Push
Because it
ups.
wasn't really that hard.
Push
Push
ups.
up. Yeah.
So push ups.
Now, I would say to me, I feel like it's a tie between Taylor Made and his last record that he just dropped. Which one is going to be number 8? Because I although I like Taylor Made, I didn't like the fact that he had the AI on there, the AI Snoop and the AI Pop, and then uh,
That
and
was
then
funny.
although I liked his last record, you know what I'm saying? He sounded tired. You know what I'm saying? He sounded wasted. You know what I'm saying? Like he sounded overexerted. Like his energy level wasn't like it was on Family Matters. You know what I'm saying? When everybody was all hyped up when he was you know what I mean? Because he was snapping on there. And then, you know what I'm saying? He comes out with this other joint, and I'm like, it's all right. It's cool. It's cool. He fighting back, but you sound like overexerted. Like you just sound like
Defeated.
defeated already. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's a toss up between them two. And if I had to choose, I'll probably choose the last record that he dropped. That'll be number eight. That'll be the number eight right there. That'll,
Yeah, for me, it's Tailor Made Freestyle because I just think that album that song just came off as like desperation. Like he was almost begging him, "Come on, rap at me," you know. And then you throw on the AI stuff on top of that, and how Drake was trying to use the internet against Kendrick and all of this stuff, and use it just got real gimmicky to me with that, if that's a word. Like, and so that was clearly the worst record that was put out in all of this to me.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to side with y'all. Telling me, yeah, I think Telling me was a reach, and it wasn't that fire. Like it was creative, but it wasn't nothing that I think that would wake Kendrick up. You know what I'm saying? I just think that Kendrick kind of came out because felt like he just felt like it. But that was the same record that he said, nah, we gonna follow this through. And ironically, he's the one that gave up. like,
Yeah, he's the one who want to slow it down now.
yeah, now you want to slow it down now. Like, okay. So yeah, I'm with
Oh,
y'all telling me. So what would be y'all's number seven?
well, if uh if Telemade's number eight, then you might as well just put what I just said at number seven then because like I said he felt deflated
Heart Part Six.
to me. He felt deflated. Yeah, what's that?
The Heart Part Six. That's the
Yeah, he felt deflated, man. He felt like he was just, and don't get me wrong, like it was cool, like I said, but I just the same type of energy that he had in them other songs, I just didn't see it in this one. I seen
and
more of a calm,
yeah,
yeah, I seen more of a calm, like he was like real monotone. He didn't have that upbeat cockiness that he's known for. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have that bravado anymore. He just was like, and he was rapping, but that's just how I feel. Yeah.
I mean, I had push ups at eight, but I got Taylor made at seven. You know what I'm saying? It was like there wasn't really that much of a diss to me. It was like I felt like it was more of a let me see if I can get this AI thing rolled out. Like somebody that runs an AI
yeah,
program is trying to tell Drake, yo, roll this joint out for us so we can try to get people in on it. You know what I mean? It's like a business move. And it was just
mm-hmm.
like it was just funny, like him trying to, pretend to be Pac, pretend to be Snoop and you know what I'm saying? Like, but it wasn't really that much of a diss. It was kinda like your man said, he kinda made him to come outside. You know what I mean? Like that's not really like it's not gonna make somebody get out of bed and want to try to destroy you. Like it was to me it was too corporate and less hip hop that move.
That's a good way to put
yeah,
it.
that's facts. Facts on that.
For me, it would be. I think the last record was lyrically good. I think that he went on a defense. He went on the defensive, which he shouldn't have never did. But I have to put that at number seven because all the other records that he did to me um, was just better. It was better put together. He thought it out. It was just better. You know what I'm saying? And some of the lines stood out to me. The last record, it just sounded like he was just. It sounded like he was like, I can't do this no more. Like he took me out of my element. He's saying things that's not true. It's like you burnt this out,
Defensive.
bro. Like he just sounded like he was bitching, and it kind of turned me off. Cause I'm like, all right, bro. Like this battle's over. It's like He just sound like I want to go back and forth with this guy, but I don't know what the fuck he gonna do because he just dropped some crazy shit on my head just now. So I gotta just get out. I gotta find a way out of this and bow out gracefully without really bowing out. I'm just gonna put it all on him, like, oh, we set you up. Oh, look, you a clown. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, it's like
You know what I'm saying? So, so it's like, nah, bro, you got smoke. So nah,
that's,
I put that at. I
that's
put that
true.
at number 7.
Um, I'm kind of with you guys. I was gonna go push up at 7, but just looking at how the Heart Part 6, which is the last one, was just all over the place. I gotta go with that at 7 because Reese, like just like you said, what was that? Like, it was like he started off strong. I was like, oh, okay, I see where he going with this. And then he started like saying the same stuff over and over again, back of, what about, obsessing over his wife again and the Dave Free thing and all of that other stuff. And I just said to myself, this ain't going nowhere. You know what I mean? And then he started defending himself, right? So it's kind of like, okay, you started off trying to go back and do what you was doing on Family Matters, almost like you was going to extend Family Matters. Then you started like defending yourself. And then I'm like, oh, okay, this ain't good. This ain't going to end well because now you bringing up, you going a bit too far here, which is making me think you may be guilty because something that people didn't point out. Not one time did Kendrick ever mention the alleged interaction, if you will, with Drake and the young girl Millie Bobby Brown from Stranger
Mm-hmm.
Things, and that's been like the kind of the I want to say the gotcha moment of Drake, obsessing over like a minor, right? So Drake brings it up out of nowhere. But I said to myself, Kendrick didn't say nothing about that. Kendrick pointed out like your man's got the people in your crew got sex offender charges on him, and one got arrested for sexual assault, got locked up for sex offender charge or whatever. So you roll with pedophiles. Boom. You know what I mean? And he just put the crumbs together to get up to Drake. But he never said nothing about that. And I'm like, well, why are you talking about that if you're not guilty? You know what I mean? Like nobody said nothing about that. So you almost incriminating yourself even in defense. And I'm like, dog, you should have left the pedophile stuff alone. That's something you just stay away from and just keep going to Kendrick. So then he goes to that, and then lastly, he goes into talking at the end, right? Where he came out and then he says something about, oh yeah, I like how you buying up all those streams to make you go number one and all that. I'm like, Drake, you really going there, bro? You really gonna go there, man? We really want to talk about streams with all the bot farms and the streaming farms you got working for you? Like, and he just started going on his wild rant, and I'm like, what was this in the end of the day? What was the whole point of it? You know what I mean? So it's like, I really got to go to 7. You can almost argue that it was number 8, but I'll give the edge on giving him number 7 on that because he was lyrically, he started off strong. So I'll go with that at number 7.
You said your joint already, bro?
Oh, yeah, I mean, I had that the heart like I had that pretty much at number 6, like for the same reason he just said about how he started strong and kind of,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, like really because I felt like
Yeah,
that one was better than the last two. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
it's better than the
yeah,
Taylor made and it's better than Push Up. I felt like I felt like he was a little more motivated, but then like yeah, he was kind of like running out of gas. But he did try to. I think he's trying to bait I think he's trying to bait his wife to actually say something. Because that's why he was like, why she ain't deny none of the allegations if I'm lying? Why she
Yeah.
ain't saying nothing? Why she just
Yeah.
being quiet with all this stuff that's been said about her? And it's like Drake, not everybody's going to respond to the internet. Some people don't care.
Yeah,
And she's
that's
one of
true.
them chicks that probably doesn't care what people think on the internet because it's not real. You know what I mean? But he was trying to
that's
bait,
true.
I guess, her to say something, like to try to slam him or whatever. because it is kind of weird that Kendrick's living in he's living in Dumbo right now in New York. You know what I mean? Like that was kind
That's
of a
true.
random move that people don't know. Like why is he in New York right now? Like you know what I'm saying? He's from LA. Like, he moved to New York. Like you know what I'm saying? He's from college. Like but it could be for a business reason for all we know. It could be because he set up an office for PG Lang out here trying to sign a East Coast artist. Who knows?
Um, I guess number six for me would be push-ups. Um, and I want to touch on that. I think push-ups is a dope record. I think that is his lane, and to me, he should have stayed there. It would have been, even though I believe that the other song was the best song he did, but push-ups to me that could have countered a lot of other stuff that Kendrick was doing. I mean, to be fair, I mean, to be honest with you, he really couldn't stop the onslaught that was coming from Kendrick. Because Kendrick is an artist that you really don't know what the fuck he's gonna do, and he can turn something like when I first heard "They Don't Like Us." I like I'm not from the West Coast. I'm from the East Coast, and I, I Sean called me and he said what you think, and I said this is a hit record, bro. I'm gonna tell you right now, but I'll get to that later. But I'm gonna go with Push Ups at my number six. Um, I think he should have expanded on Push Ups a little. Who else gonna go?
Well, you want me to go? I'll go real quick. All right. So for me, I would say probably push-ups at number six. Um, I felt like that is his lane, and he should have stuck with it. You know, he went off into a different stratosphere. You know what I'm saying with the whole AI thing, and it just like I feel like if he had stayed where he was at between push-ups and family matters, it would have been something interesting. But I feel like he wanted to prove a point and take himself out of this comfort zone and say, "Oh yeah, I can rap with the guy." You know what I'm saying? I could rap with him. I could keep up with him. I don't think that was a good idea. You know what I mean? Like everybody already know, like, yo, you can't keep up with this guy, and it showed because like as soon as you dropped that last record, you felt deflated. You felt out of place. You wasn't who you claimed yourself to be. And honestly speaking, I feel like after this, the dynamic, everything between those two is going to change. Like, and you're going to see it. Like, a lot of people are going to like veer away from Drake, and a lot of people, especially new fans, they're going to start what I'm saying gravitating towards Kendrick. You know what I mean? All those folks that had this energy against Kendrick. Oh, all that done changed now. All that
Yeah.
done changed. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a newfound respect for that man. And I, hey, Sketchpad Podcast told you what was going to happen. Y'all ain't listen. Now y'all
Hmm.
see for yourself. Yeah, man. So yeah, I'm with push-ups at that spot. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'll go. I guess I'll go by default push-ups too, but I'll give push-ups a little bit more credit than you guys are going because I thought even though the thing I didn't like about it is some of the stuff in there was like borderline cat kind of reachy stuff, but like when you address Kendrick, or I think it was a bar, he try to address Kendrick and say, "Oh, I got more fans than you in your own city," and I'm like, in LA, bro, nah, that's not gonna work, bro. It's not gonna work. I mean, Drake's a big artist, but you ain't that kind of guy. You know what I mean? Some of the bars on there, I like kind of was like. I don't know about, but I like this energy on there. I like that Drake, and really, this is the first time Drake really kicked the real party off. Because if you think about it, like that was was just one verse that kind of took the world by storm. And then remember, J. Cole came out, and then after 7 Minute Drill, deleted it. You know what I mean? So that was kind of the conversation. And then a couple weeks later, 10 days later, Drake dropped this, put it out there, and I was like, okay, we finally gonna have this battle now. You know what I mean? So I kind of like that Drake finally came outside. I like the energy of the song. I like the fact I like his tone on there, and let's be honest, he did address other people on that song too. He addressed Rick Ross and Future and those guys. So I would have to go with that at 6, but I don't think it's a bad record. I thought that was one of Drake's better records, and that's really the one that sparked off everything. If you really think about it.
Yeah. So you got it. Um. So for I guess for number five for me, um, are we including J Cole and Rick Ross, or we just gonna go ahead with just these two dudes?
They could get honorable mentions, I guess.
Okay. Um. So number 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 six, number five for me probably would be. That song is so fire too. It probably would be. I'm gonna go with 616 as number five.
5.
Yeah. Um,
That's fair.
I'm gonna go with 616 at number five. Even though I think 616 is that's such a sleeper record that I just think that record for me it wasn't uh it wasn't as powerful as the other ones, but it sounded to me like it sounded like an interlude. It's like okay, this is just an interlude record, and it's or it sounded like a bait record to me, a very good bait record. Like oh, I'm gonna get you to come outside. Now I'm gonna get you to come
That's
outside.
true.
You know
That's
what I'm
true.
saying? So that's how I felt about that record. I
Right.
thought that was pretty good. So I'll put that at that.
Mhm.
For you?
All right, well, y'all might have to help me out with this fifth one because I'm trying not to get them confused. But
So you
for me,
got what?
number
I tell you what
five
you got
was
left. What you got left is Euphoria. You got uh Family Matters, Euphoria,
uh
Beat the Grams, and the 616 jump.
all right. So which like because this pissed me off like because it was a good record, but it pissed me off, and I'll put it at five because the first beat in the beginning he wasn't really rapping on it. Kendrick was,
It's Euphoria.
and then he switched to a whole new beat and just started rhyming. I'm like, was
Uh
that
huh.
Euphoria? Was that the one?
That's Euphoria. Yeah, that's Euphoria.
So where the beat switched up like completely to total different tone. Like
Yeah, had the
like
Migration
the,
Yeah.
the
Generation.
like the
That's
first beat
Euphoria.
had a darker tone, like it was about to get crazy. You know what I mean? Then it just switched, and then he just started. It got more soulful, and he started rapping.
Yeah,
That might have been
but no,
six
that's
sixteen though in
616.
LA.
That's 616.
Yeah.
All right,
That's
that's 616. All right, yeah. So that would be my number five because I was like, when it came on, I'm a producer, man. You know what I mean? So when I heard the beat, I was like, oh, he about to get busy. This joint sound crazy. And I'm waiting for the
Yeah.
drums to drop. And then it just flipped to a whole other beat. I was like, come on, bro. Like, how you going? Like, you could at least give me like at least
Let that.
22 bars of that
Yeah.
first beat and then flipped it to the other joint. I was like, come on, bro. I'm like,
yeah,
I mean, it was a good song, but I was disappointed because I'm like, how do you I'm like, how does the engineer and the producer in that room, it probably was Ali because that's his engineer. I'm like, how y'all sit there and let him just talk on that joint and not tell him to fish the bars. Because I
yeah,
could that beat sound that sample sounded crazy. Like that was made for a killing. Like that sample was made for a killing. He just
yeah.
talked to us on that joint and flipped it and got all so. So I gotta put that as my number five.
I'll probably go with that as my number 5. It's kind of close between that and it's kind of close between that and Euphoria in a little bit. in a way, but I think that um, I just put 616 in LA at number five because it was kind of like an interlude setup record. That was kind of like Kendrick's tailor made freestyle in a way, but it was done way better because it was used to set up Drake. That was like the setup record to get Drake to drop, Family Matters.
Yeah, sure. It was.
So
It was. That's true.
but it was just a setup record, but it kind of left enough in there like, like you knew something else is coming, you
Yeah.
know. But I'm not taking anything away from it. Like really, both Push Up and 616 in LA are good records. But I just had to put that at number five just because the other ones after were so good, you know.
Yeah. Where's your S? You got yours.
Yeah. So can you tell me what's left?
Okay, you got They Don't Like Us, Euphoria, 616, Family Matters, and what's the Meet the Grammys.
Yeah.
Okay. Um. Hmm. Um. Damn. All
These all
right.
good records.
So,
All the rest of these records are
huh?
good records.
Yeah. It's kind of it's you
No.
know. Excuse me. But it's kind of hard for me to really say what will go at number five because it's like, man, like those within that time period is when they really was going at it at that time. You know what I'm saying?
This all
Before
happened
we
in 4
got
days.
later
This
down the
all in
line
4
and
days.
things started, huh?
I said this all happened in 4 days.
That's
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
and yep,
For like a year.
it's crazy, right? And it's kind of hard for me to decide because like that's when they really was like getting in, like they was really going at it.
Well,
Um,
I help you. All right, so I'll help you. What you like better, 616 uh, or Family Matters?
wow. Hmm.
616 is more your alley. I ain't gonna lie, cause I know what you like. So
Yeah,
a lot of people like
six,
616. A
six.
lot of people fuck with that record. A lot of people say that that's the best record
Yeah,
out of all of it. I don't. Me personally, I don't see how, but a lot of people say that that's the best record out of all of them.
yeah. Yeah. 616 definitely was more down my alley especially when we did the react. I was like, I was flabbergasted. I didn't even know how to respond to that joint because he just was like murdering that joint. Hmm. Yeah, I would go with 616. It was a toss up because I'm not even going front. I'm not even going to hold you. Like I liked Family Matters too. I really did. I really did. And I did a reaction to that joint, but on for my other channels, but I ain't even put the reaction out yet. I'm like behind because it was everything was happening so fast. You know what I'm saying? Like these dudes was just like back to back to back to back to back. I'm like, whoa, slow down. Like I can't even, you know what I'm saying? I can't even get my bearings right just to get to the next record. Like y'all just was flame throwing
That is
each other
true.
just 5 minutes ago. Now you already got another song. So it's
Yeah.
like, whoa, you know what I mean? So yeah, 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 616 will be that number five spot. Yeah, man. I'll give it 616 number five. Yep.
All right. I guess the numbers are a little bit off, so this will be number five actually. That would have been number six, I think. All right. So
Oh, okay.
this is we going down to the wire because all the rest of these songs are epic songs to me. From Family Matters to uh, down to They don't like us. All these joints. Um, Euphoria. This is tough, man. This is a tough one. Uh, I'm probably gonna say at number five.
I thought it was four though, right?
Well, it's supposed. I think it's five songs left, so we was off. 'Cause you got Euphoria, you got
But
Family
we chose
Ties.
four, right? We went eight,
No, I
seven,
ain't I
six.
ain't do four yet. I did five. So I got four left.
Oh, you got four
Yeah.
left.
I got four left. Yeah.
Oh, you didn't do your five yet, Reese. Okay, all right, I get it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Um,
All right.
I'm probably gonna go. Oh man, are we including like that?
Yeah.
Now, well, I think we talked about like that before, like that, and so that was kind of like the, I guess, the honorable mention, because that was like the verse we did like that versus first person shooter. So
Okay.
we didn't
Okay.
include
Okay.
that.
Um, this is pretty hard. 'Cause I like all these records. I'm probably gonna go with. Uh, I'm probably gonna go with Euphoria
At five.
at five. Yeah,
All right.
I'll go with Euphoria at five. I think that Euphoria for me, that was like on a whole nother level, and it kind of like I think that's the record that scared Drake. It made him do. It made him come outside. When he dropped
Yeah.
Euphoria, then that's when Drake dropped the Family Matters joint, and then Kendrick did the other thing right at the same day. But Euphoria to me, I'm still breaking that song down. It's so much stuff in that song. It's incredible. That's an incredible song, man. Unbelievable. So I'm gonna put that. I'm gonna put that there. So yeah, Euphoria. That's my number. Anybody could go. Don't matter.
Oh, so for me, at four, I think I'll put Family Matters. You know what I mean? I think that's when Drake felt motivated. That's when he was trying to really punch him in the face. He thought he had some juice on him. He pretty much like talked about him beating his girl. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Try to pretty much try to put him in that box, you know, the domestic violence dude box. He tried to put him in that joint, kind of, you know, mess up his
Mhm.
machismo with the women, I guess, that are probably Kendrick fans.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so like I feel like that was when he was like, all right, I'm about to really try to take this dude out. And he thinking that, you know, blah blah blah. So I gotta get that my fourth fifth.
Yeah. I'll go next. This is tough for me, man. Number four, I'm gonna have to go with Euphoria, even though I love that song. And that song gets crazy replay value in my car, man. Like that's like one of my favorite. That might be a top 10 Kendrick record. You know what I mean? Top 15 Kendrick record. Like, but just for the fact, and maybe it's me wanting to give Drake some props because Family Matters to me is fire too. I I put it to you like this: in most battles, Euphoria, I'm talking like 80-90% of battles, Euphoria would win in a landslide. But just because this battle was so good and so epic, it's like the fourth best song, man. And it had a lot of energy to it. Like it really was the first time everybody got the confidence back. Like, okay, we got a battle on our hands now. Cause Drake just came with push-ups and Taylor made freestyle, and people was like, "Yo, is Kendrick really coming?" And like, what? Like, and even we were worried, like thinking, like, "Damn, this dude maybe he's
Yeah.
gonna let this moment slide by," but he came back and he delivered, man. So I gotta go with Euphoria at my number four. But that's again, it's no slight. Like everything from really. I would say six up. Can either one? I would really say some five up. Really, either one could win like 95% of battles. I would say.
Yeah. What's your number S? Oh, he come back. He. All right, so I'll go next. I'm gonna go with Family Matters as my next record. Um, I think that the last the last two records was Nuclear Records. Even though I put Euphoria as a Nuclear record,
Don't
because
stay
that
right here away
record
from
brought
me.
a whole nother energy to the battle, and I think that that record is very hard to match. But
I'm
Drake,
going to that
he
camera.
delivered with Family Matters. He delivered with the energy, and it kind of felt like it because it was funny. He did a video for it. He grabbed a Good Kid, Mad City van. He smashed it. Like I just felt like he was in the game. I said, yeah, he's in it. This is gonna be crazy. Like he's going. You know what I'm saying? Then the last song was fire. All the verses he did throughout the whole joint was fire, and I kind of think that he matched the same tone with Euphoria, with him switching the beat up. You know what I'm saying? And him doing his thing.
Don't touch
So
this door. What
I
are you
gave
doing,
that to
man?
him. I think that
No,
he
you
wrote
don't
and
need to close
displayed
it. Sit right there.
some of the
I
craziest
said,
bars
don't
that he
touch the
ever
door.
wrote to me, and some of the things he
Leave the
did.
door alone.
So I think that I gave Family Matters
Leave it alone.
that spot. Anybody can go. Anybody
Sorry,
can go.
fellas, man. This is, daddy duties. So my bad. Where we at?
Yeah,
We
so
at
you
number
next. You
three.
was next.
You're number four.
You number four.
Number four. All right. So my number four will probably be Family Matters. Family Matters is my number four. Um, and I'm gonna tell you why. I'm not even going front. For me, this for me just like Euphoria and 616, like this had a lot of replay value for me. This was like the most amped that I heard Drake. You know what I'm saying? And he really was shining on this record, in my opinion. From the starting point all the way to the finish, the switch ups with the beat, especially at the end when he started rap singing, and then I was like, yo, this dude is wilding. You know what I'm saying? And for me, that was dope. And I'm usually not a fan of that rap singing stuff, but the way he did it on that record, I liked it. I thought it was crazy. Um, the visuals also that played well into the song, from him having his Kendrick's mom's, it wasn't really the van, but it's a duplicate of what the van would look like. So them taking it to the trash compactor, wherever he put it at in the junkyard, it's just, you know what I'm saying. It was just so much going on
That
that
video
drew
added
me
to
in
it.
to listen. Yeah, yeah. Like there's so much that was going on that drew me in. The same time, kept me listening to the record. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I jacked that beat. That beat, I jacked that joint. Like as soon as I heard that, I said, "Yo, this joint's fire." Let me go download this beat real quick and listen to it. Like so, that joint was my number four. Family Matters.
I already went, so anybody could go. I went already.
So where we at? Number three.
Yeah, you number three.
Yeah.
Okay, you go ahead, boss. I go next.
Oh, you go ahead.
So me? Oh,
Yeah, you
okay.
go.
All right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, at this point, I mean, you might as well, for me, Kendrick's winning the battle because he takes up the last three. But not like us is probably my probably number three for me because that's when he started going at it using the the metaphors with the A minor, you know what I'm saying, like all that stuff.
Oh, yeah, the bars and
Like, You know what I mean? I'm a music guy, so I was like, yeah. I'm like, he get freaky with him right now with this one here. You know what I'm saying? He's pretty much smacking him in the back of his neck on that one. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, when you compare it to Euphoria and Meet the Grams, to me, it's not better than those two. So that's why I got to put it at number three. It's a good record, but those two still got a nudge over it, in my opinion.
I hear that. I'll go with my number three. I'm gonna go with Family Matters. Um, or yeah, uh, yeah. My phone's about to die, but anyway, but yeah, I'm gonna go with Family Matters. Um, I think this is Drake's best showing. It may go down as Drake's best diss record. And the crazy part about it is it's not enough for him to win a battle. And it's just the beat switch up, like the just the sheer like the grit just the the swag he's coming with, and this is his most confident he was in this battle, and just from the beat switch up to coming and the way I like at the end. I said this on my channel, how he flipped the Mike Jackson reference
That's
from
fire. That's
it's
fire.
weird. Like they went from first person shooter to flip the Mike Jackson reference. Then they went to Kendrick flipped it on like that. And then, Kendrick said, "Well, what will Mike do on on 616 in LA?" And then Drake came back and he flipped it so many different ways to, "Oh, I get it. Like maybe I'm Prince and you're white, Mike, because you really want to appeal to the whites with all the pop features." Like, and I said, "Oh, yo, that is genius, man."
Yeah.
Like, I got to give Drake credit for that. That
Hey, you
was
said
a
Mike and what's the
fire
song?
song,
And what
arguably
song you
his
talking
best
about?
diss song. So I got to give it number three in this battle.
Um, so I guess this would be number two for me. Oh man, yeah, this is a tough one. So Meet the Grams was the record that I believe that made Drake quit. That was scary. That would, to me, that was a scary record. If you a guy, if I'm battling you and you literally do a
Don't touch
battle
that door.
where you're rapping to my whole family about me, that's crazy.
Classic.
Like that's to me that is probably one of the greatest battle rap songs ever created. Because even with the whole daughter thing and all that stuff, I just look at that record as like this guy is a maniac. He literally wrote a whole round, a whole verse or song, and it's fire. He wrote a whole song that's fire, a story talking to my family about me, telling my dad that he's a deadbeat and he should have raised me better. Talking to my son, telling my son, you half white, but you are still a king and you are going to be great. Just don't be like your dad. Then you talk to me at the end of the record and tell me that I'm a narcissistic and I'm this and I'm that. Like, bro. So I'm going to have to put like that at number two because for me, like that, I'm not a West Coast dude, but that song made me want to get up and do a crip walk, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I swear to God, it made me want to crip walk. I never crip walk in my life, but it's just a way. Cause when I first heard it, I said this. I said, "Oh man, what is he doing?" But the genius about that song is he put it in a way where it's a party song and it's always going to be tied to Drake. Say Drake, I heard you like him young. Niggas gonna be saying that in concert forever. You know what I'm saying? So even if they say, let's say something happens and Drake gets convicted for something, that's on him. The song is gonna go crazy again. Let's say Drake doesn't, and people in concert, they ain't like us. They not like us. You know what I'm saying? And then when he talked about uh you being a colonizer, he
That was the
told
greatest.
what
Oh
Drake
man.
did in Mob Tides took the line and he said, "Oh, you rapping like you trying to free the slaves." He said, "Oh, this guy still think that we're trying to be slaves. You see what he's talking about? Now I'm going to talk about how you, because he went through the whole list and was talking about how he know these real niggas from YG to Game to all this shit. So Kendrick flipped it and said, okay, all right, well, you call me a slave, and let's talk about it. You use Atlanta as a slave trade, nigga, because you use every one of them to become who you are today. Every one of them. So you are not a colleague, you're a fucking colonizer.
Colonizer.
That's crazy.
Genius.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, these two records are like nuclear records, man. So I'm gonna have to go with at my number two. I'm gonna have to go with like us. I think that's my number two. Not like us.
Okay.
Yeah. Anybody could go. No matter.
So where we at? What we got left?
We got two more, man. Top two.
Top two. That would be that.
Not like us, and the last one would be Meet the Grams.
The last one would be what?
Meet the Grammys. Meet the Grams. What's it?
Drake okay.
Name? Meet the Grams.
Okay. As much as I like for me, like, you know, I was trying to figure out where he was going with this as far as like the beat for Not Like Us. And then after it was broken down to me by Funeral Man, and then I listened to it like 3-4 times, then I understood. That joint will definitely be a West Coast classic for a very long time because he basically, like Funeral Man said, he connected Drake to that song. So now all those sayings that he was saying on that record is going to be connected to Drake. So Drake can't even live his own life without people hearing that record and then mocking him. You know what I'm saying? Saying what they saying. The certain like quotes that Kendrick was making on there, from the A minor to what was it he said again? He said something when he was talking about his race or whatever. That I wasn't colonizer, it was something else. I'm trying to remember. He was talking about his race or whatever, and then he was talking about, he said something about him being a pedophile too, right?
No, he was
on that record, right?
He was talking about his boy.
We say?
He was talking about his boy. The direct.
Okay.
He said.
Yeah.
I heard you like
about Baca.
Yeah, but
Baca not nice.
The whole thing with the reason why he said the A minor, John, is because Drake said they free and he stretched the A minor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's the reason why he rebutted that whole thing.
Direct rebuttal to that.
Direct rebuttal. So.
Right. Okay. Yeah, but I think that would be my number two, because how he really just switched it up on everybody and just shown, yeah, this is that real West Coast bang right here. So I don't even know if Drake will even be allowed on the West Coast, after that. You know what I'm saying? Like, will he even be able to, like, will he even be able to travel through?
That flow on that song,
bruh,
that might be the greatest flow I ever heard him do. That flow is retarded. That, especially
like,
that last verse before the last verse. Oh my god. Well, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'm not saying they'll try to cut him off or something like that. You know what I mean? But I'm saying, like, will he even be able to throw a concert on the West Coast? Will he even be able to
check in?
Will he have to check in?
Oh yeah, he's gonna have to check in. You know that.
Cause he definitely put his foot on that one. So yeah, that's my number two.
For me, number two, for me is Meet the Grams. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just thought that was hilarious, and I was just like, yo, I'm like, because when first time hearing it, you like, don't tell me he got another kid, bro. You know what I mean? And then you saying she like 11 years old too, and it's like, come on, bro. Like, I'm like, this would just destroy his fan base because his fan base is mostly women. So it's like this would just destroy his fan base if they knew he had a daughter that he wasn't playing. Because women be like, oh, you gonna play your son,
I
but you're
never
not gonna play
thought of
your
it
daughter.
like that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so they look at
Yeah,
him like a piece of shit. If he really had a daughter out here that he wasn't claiming, and she was that old. On top of that, just having in the shadows. You know what I'm saying? Like she was cast off like a you know what I mean, like a unwanted child or something like that. Like women would take that on the internet, go crazy. That would really hurt his that would really hurt his target audience. So I was like, yo, and then the talk like you know what man was saying, like to talk to my son about like how messed up that I'm your dad, and then to trash my dad and talk to my mom, and like that was crazy. It was almost like he was being a therapist talking to the whole Graham family.
told he told his son
When he saved Kendrick for the end. You know what I mean? So it was
18%.
comical and it was shock worthy too in terms of just like the verbiage he was using.
Yeah.
yeah. My phone's about to die, so I'm just gonna get my two and my one. Um, and I'm gonna head out, fellas. But it's been great. Another great show, fellas. But yeah. So my number two, and this is hard for me because these two are both on equal footing. I mean, we all going back and forth, but I'm gonna just have to go with Not Like Us, just for the sheer fact that Meet the Grams was just so creative, But I gotta go with Not Like Us because it takes me back. It gives me like Tupac's been a running theme through this whole battle, and this is like the first time like Kendrick really gave me Tupac vibe. Like that would be the kind of record that if Tupac was alive today and he was in the battle, he would make that kind of record. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, Pac would do this, and that's what makes this so great. Like, yo, he make a radio record for the clubs and the ladies, just trashing whoever his opponent is, and it just happens to be that Kendrick's going against Drake, and he's got bars that are gonna live forever. Like you said, like the A minor, the colonization joint at the end, and that's a direct rebuttal to what Drake said about the oh, you trying to free the slaves. So that's my number two. But again, that would go as a classic record. That's gonna go down as like a top 30 disc record. But all time, right? But number one has to be Meet the Grams, man. Like, first of all, the beat is like a horror movie beat. Like, I don't know where Alchemist got that beat from, but oh my God, you felt like you was in a movie. And you felt like Kendrick was sitting his parents down, like, listen, we gotta have a talk. Like, I hope you're sitting down for this. You know what I mean? Like, and he was actually talking to Adonis. He was actually talking to, Drake's father and mother, like face to face. Like, and just I mean, just what he just came with on there, man. And it was like some creepy, like kind of horror movie stuff. Like it kind of reminded me like Reese, I don't know about you, but didn't it kind of remind you of like a now I don't want to go there, but I almost think that it's on a level or maybe better than Stan. It's gonna go down on that level as
Mm-hmm.
Stan because it's like that. It's like Stan, but in a disc version record, but almost better because he's addressing the whole family. You feel what I'm saying? Like
It kind
this
of
is
it
one of the
that song
greatest records
remind
of
me
all
of
time. Top 10 Kendrick record of all time.
yeah.
Like I just gotta go there, man. And whether or not the daughter shit is true, that's a good point you brought up, bro, about that's gonna affect his female fan base, true or untrue. Like that's gonna like take a lot of listeners away from that. So yeah, I got to go with that as my number one, guys. But Yeah, you guys are you guys. Thanks again for having me on. Great show, but and I'm definitely gonna check this out on YouTube. But thanks again, guys. But yeah, definitely my number one's got to be Meet the Grams. All right,
All right.
all right,
All right,
guys.
bro. Peace, man.
I see y'all. Peace.
Um, S, what's your number one or whatever, or
Yeah,
number
my
two?
number one is definitely Meet the Grams. Meet the Grams definitely the number one. Like Sean was saying, like he's speaking to the whole entire family. Like he addressed everybody, and the part that he was talking about, talking to Drake's son, and just basically chastising his father and saying all types of things that and the way he delivered the message, like that was look, man, the way he did that, man, like I wonder how his son feels when he hears that. Like what does he have to say to his father after he hears something like that, if he's even allowed to hear that? You know what I'm saying? If Drake if Drake was even, what I mean, or let's take it even further, like let him get a few years old, let him get mature ears, and then let him go listen to that record. How will he be able to respond to his dad after hearing that? Like that's what I would like to know, because he was really delivering on that. I never heard nobody do nothing like that before. That to me, that to me is like is definitely like similar to a stand. It's also similar to Nas when he was rapping backwards. I mean, of course Kendrick's not rapping backwards on the record, but it has that type of appeal, that type of creativity. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like who does that? Who writes a song and addresses everybody in the family? Like I never heard nobody do that. So yeah, like that's my number one.
I mean, for me, my number one was Euphoria. You know what I'm saying? Just because like I was saying earlier about it, like the replay value, the fact that it could be like a classic song in itself. You know what I'm saying? And just like how just like the vibe he came with and how artistic he was with it. You know what I'm saying? Like that was like something where he was like deep diving into his opponent's psyche. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not even going to try to dish you yet, but I'm gonna deep dive into your psyche first. You know what I mean? Really pick you apart. You know what I mean? Because I can easily take the approach of just doing what what the average rapper does when they about to battle somebody. But I'm gonna start here first at this point first, just to show you that I've been analyzing you, I've been watching you, I've been studying. You know what I mean? Like, and I just thought I'm like, that was dope. Like that was like that's exactly how I figured he would come at him too. Like when he came with that haymaker, it'd be something like that where it's not just the regular punch you in the face record. It's gonna be a record where I'm gonna dig into your subconscious, dig into your feelings. You know what I'm saying? That's what he does when he makes his music. Like Kendrick digs into your emotions, whether it be good, bad. He makes you feel things when he makes music. You know what I mean? So that to me, that's my number one.
Well, Meet the Grams. I think that was the record that sealed the deal. But if you look at everything Kendrick did throughout this battle, he just made you want more. After he dropped Euphoria, then he did 616, and then when he did Meet the Grams, I think people got exhausted because he took the air out the room with Meet the Grams. And to me, I felt like whether people want to say it's real or not, artistically, first of all, these are all entertainers. Let's be clear here, right? I just want to say this. Everybody out there that say he could be lying, they're entertainers. Entertainers lie. Entertainers make up stories. They fabricate things. It is what it is. Like it's not something that you can say, well, you have to tell the truth. Like, no. You can't tell somebody how to do
Mm.
this, right? But it is what it is. But as far as that goes, to me that song displayed everything that Kendrick Lamar is willing to do in a battle with Drake. And I think that that right there, to me, won the song 100%. That won the battle to me because he took the time out to pick him apart in that way. And I don't think Drake was prepared for that. And I think that song scared the shit out of him. Like, this guy is serious. You know what I'm saying? Because he came back with the other joint and he took him days to do that. Because once he dropped that song, it took him days. No, actually, no, it did take him days. But then Kendrick dropped again, I believe. He dropped the "They Don't Like Us," and that was like, I'm gonna hit you in the head with this now. And I think that right there scared Drake. And I think that's why he said, you know what, I'm just gonna finish this out and just call it a day. So yeah, I know one song, "Meet the Grands." That song is epic, man. So I guess that's it, right?
Yeah, that's all of them
Yeah,
right there. Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, that's it.
well, we're gonna close out, man. I'm tired. Hey, thank y'all for coming, man. Thank you for calling in, my brother. All right, man. We see y'all,
Appreciate
man.
y'all, man.
Sketchpad.
Always, man. Always an honor to be on
All right,
Sketchpad
bro.
podcast, bro.